Welcome to Cryptocurrency for Dummies, and it's your host Solo. And today we're going to talk about what could blockchain do for music. One of the things that I want to do is show real-world applications and adaptability that blockchain technology can be used in regards to real life, the real world. Okay, a lot of people know about Bitcoin, know about cryptos, but they don't understand the application or the adaptability, the usability that it can actually help with certain things. So let's break it down. Musician Imogen Heap is addressing her audience from a stage in a giant teepee set up on the grounds of her home for an event to unveil the latest steps in her Mycelica project, which aims to use blockchain technology to solve some long-standing music industry problems. We could have a Napster times 1,000 if we get it wrong with blockchain. If we don't come up with solutions, somebody else will, and they won't be on our terms, okay? Now, after Heap's keynote, the attendees listen to talks and a panel session about blockchain. They also get a guided tour of her home studio and demos of technologies, including the Mi.mu gloves that Heap developed, and then watch her play a concert in her nearby barn. Why are 200 music and tech folk, from the CEO of the British phonographic industry to the founders of startups like The Wave VR, Jack, and Blockpool, sitting in a big tent on the outskirts of London on a day so cold that many are huddled under blankets supplied by Heap's Mycelica colleagues? Reimagine the music industry in a data-driven world. Respect. Mainly, Heap has been an advocate for blockchain technology in the music world since 2015, when she released a song called Tiny Human. With blockchain startup Ujo Music, fans could choose to pay for the song using the Ether cryptocurrency. A smart contract automatically split the revenues between Heap and her collaborators. The project received heavy media coverage, although also some criticism for the convoluted purchasing process, as well as questions about how commercially successful it was. Heap saw it more as an experiment, something she and others could learn from. It seemed sensible if we could reimagine the music industry and how it could work in a data-driven world. The music industry hasn't really redefined itself or changed its business models in hundreds of years. Yet here we are at a completely new framework to work with, Heap says now. Tiny Human and Mycelia are neat illustrations of two main areas of focus for applying blockchain technology to the music industry. Cut out the middleman. The first area is the radical disruption play. Startups like Ujo that want to help artists sell their music directly to fans, ideally using cryptocurrency with smart contracts that instantly split and pay the royalties with no need for traditional middlemen like labels, publishers, or collecting societies. So basically, what they're saying is you don't need the music label anymore. You can cut those out and get your money directly, which is smart because a lot of these artists are getting jerked. They're only getting 7 points or 8 points on the dollar. That's 7 or 8%. A lot of your favorite artists, man, they're getting jerked around. It's their managers, the owners, the executives who are caking and baking and becoming super rich. The extension of this is musicians minting their own cryptocurrencies. Dance artist Grammatic recently created the GMTK token and raised just under 2.5 million by releasing 25% of them for fans and the crypto community to buy. Anyone holding GMTK tokens will get a share of his royalties. Imagine that. Imagine that. You get a sale of the artist's royalties. Whew. Hey, does anybody know who this Grammatic guy is? Is he nice? Damn, I wish I would have been on that token sale. The second area is more of a partnership play. blockchain startups that want to help the music industry solve one of its long-standing problems: bad data, or at least fragmented, siloed data, the lack of a single global database that brings together information from the recording and publishing sides of the music industry. A big problem, huge. Imagine imagine a recording of a song that's being streamed on a service like Spotify. Who wrote that song? Who are the publishers? Collecting money for the songwriter. If it's multiple songwriters, how are royalties split between them? A shared global database? The last time the music industry tried to create a global repertoire database to make those questions easily answerable, the project collapsed in 2014 after £8 million in spending and lots of arguments between the project's many cooks. 3 years on, this is where blockchain comes in, at least according to startups like Dot Blockchain, Jack LaCour, which are focusing on this problem. We see the real use case of blockchain in the music industry as quite simple. We need one place to put out all of the right information, and a database is quite a bad place to put it. Von McKenzie, CEO of Jack, said in the recent Slush Music Conference blockchain panel. Lots of organizations that have lots and lots of data, they're not really talking to one another, and their systems aren't really talking to one another, said Blacour's Emma McIntyre at the same event. The very nature of blockchain allows you to synchronize all of these databases, and that, for us, is where a lot of the value really comes from. Every music industry conference includes a blockchain panel nowadays. So many blockchain panels, there must be one a day, says Heap in the Masilica Lounge. One coffee break later, her stage plays host to that day's example. McKinsey boiled the pitch down to a big spreadsheet in the sky of information and recording songs. Every entity involved is sharing their data, but it still belongs to them. Creative passports. Masilica has moved into this world. At her event, Heap unveils something called a creative passport, which musicians will populate with all their data, from songwriting splits to remixing permissions, for blockchain-friendly digital music services to access. Okay, so here you have the creative passport. Hold on, let me look at this a little bigger. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it gives gender, age, permissions, preferences. I would really like to see how this would look in regards to an application, if they're going to do an app, or how. I'm very curious. If you're an artist, you want a hub, a connective hub between yourself and anyone who wants to do business with yourself or your songs, Heap says. Nobody should own the data but us, because we generate it. Heap and her team set off on a Masilica branded tour in 2018, a 3-day music and tech festival visiting 40 to 45 cities over the course of the year. While signing up local musicians for Creative Passport is a key goal, he hopes it will also bring together artists, startups, music services, and individual developers for other kinds of creative collaboration. There's a lot of skepticism within the music industry about blockchain technology. Yes, some of that is people dismissing a technology they don't understand. But plenty of it is people who do understand blockchain and thus have a well-developed BS filter for overconfident claims about destroying the middleman or solving the great database problem. We need prototypes in the wild. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. What are the prototypes? What are the applications? There's a consensus, though, that what's needed is more action rather than just words. Blockchain music prototypes in the wild, and artists, managers, labels, publishers, collecting societies getting hands-on experience of the potential strength and, yes, weaknesses of the blockchain for music. In that context, Masilica's Creative Passport, as well as Jack plans for pilots with music right holders, Blockpool's partnership with Bajork to give fans cryptocurrency, Grammatic's ICO, Dot Blockchain's Coalition of Industry Partnership, and Ujo's blockchain-powered online stores for musicians all have a role to play. It's a big vision. It might not all happen exactly as I'm presenting it, But if we don't dream, nothing is going to happen, says Heap, as she closes her keynote. What is the architecture of the world that we want it to be? At musician and early blockchain advocate Zoe Keating in the follow-up panel, she suggests that blockchain, unlike some previous technology shifts for the music industry, could be artist-centered from the start. It's a chance not to have that architecture built by companies who want to optimize it for their bottom line. Okay. Now, some of you guys, this may be mumbo jumbo and all of that, but basically, musicians want more of the profit. Let's just keep it a buck. And anybody who's familiar with the record industry knows the record industry. they get their cut. They get their cut. Unless you're an independent artist and you're doing everything yourself, from promotion, advertising to your own rollouts, everything. I mean, the record industry, they have their hand in everything, because the money that the recording artists get from record industry, that's just a loan. That's just a loan. When they sign that 5, 6, 10 million deal, or however much it's worth, that's not really their money. That's just a loan. That's just a loan. But anyway, very interested to see what blockchain technology can do. Very interested to see what the future holds, because we need more pilots and applicable things. That's why I'm very excited that Flexio is coming out here in a few days, because you're going to see what that's going to be like, the YouTube version driven by blockchain. And you might see me post on Flexio a lot more than on YouTube. And if you want to see more content like this, check out the playlist, Cryptocurrency for Dummies. Check out my channel, Cryptocurrency for Dummies. We have more content like this, where we talk about blockchain, cryptos, and things of that sort. Anyways, your boy Solo, and I'm out. Peace.